Future Vision of Migrant Healthcare from frontend.com for Best System for Humanizing Healthcare.
Last year, the International Organization for Migration actually attended the needs of 5.2 million people.
Even though access to healthcare is a basic human right, because the growing numbers of migrants and refugees, it's becoming increasingly difficult to provide that healthcare on the ground.
Realising the pressure that IOM were under, Frontend volunteered to conceptualise a future vision for migrant healthcare.
Earlier this year, we approached the top design colleges, and what we wanted to do was to conceptualise ideas and come up with solutions for the challenges that the IOM were facing.
It's one thing to read about it, but when you have a person you can actually just picture in your head, it changes just from an international problem to kind of a human problem. Empathy is a big thing in the design process. It's what's their current situation and what makes them want to use it. So the research part is the start of the discovery, the journey.
One of the main issues that we've come across is that a migrant might arrive and get tested for an illness of some sort, but not be around long enough to get the results.
As patients move around, their healthcare records often get duplicated. So we looked at a cloud-based solution that would allow you to store their records electronically. As they move to a new station, they could access their records and their test results in their own language, and hopefully this would encourage ill patients to get the tests in the first place. We could use remote video calling to provide healthcare directly to people on the ground. It would be good to get healthcare in your own language from a native or someone close to where you're from, but also it would allow those healthcare professionals who are often very, very busy, but concerned as well, to give a service or give something back, but without interfering with their jobs.
One obvious area that was in need of improvement was medication labelling.
Well, typically what happens is there's handwritten labels and they're stuck on Ziploc bags. Obviously this is inconsistent, it can cause confusion, so there was a limited amount of information on the labels in the first place. So what we did was we worked with the IOM and we identified a potential solution for creating a standardised labelling system that aid workers can put onto the Ziploc bags themselves. We looked at important information on medication and we convey that graphically and make sure that more people understood the key messages that were on those labels.
This collaboration has really come in at the opportune time in that we're now able to see how we can continue with providing healthcare to people who need it most. The potential is huge. I would propose certainly, once it's ready, actually testing it out and rolling it out as a pilot.
We hope that it will help everybody who's dealing with these crises lives much easier. Good design and human-centred design can make a huge impact.
So congratulations, it's an amazing project.
So much. All I can say is wow.
You get not a $350 certificate, but a $1,788 certificate, plus the cash prize, plus the grand prize, and you get comments from Grace.
And chocolates
Yes.
and a book, and it'll be well needed at this point. I think I need sugar with the shock.
So I first off just want to say thank you. This was so I'm gonna get a little emotional about this, but when I first watched the video, when I first actually reviewed the entry, that really horrifying image of the Syrian boy who washed up on the beach in Syria, the Syrian boy who washed up on the beach came to mind. And I just remember feeling really helpless reading about that in the news. And the fact that you've actually done something about this, that you've brought a design lens to actually trying to solve that problem is really, really remarkable. And I mean, you've gone above and beyond human-centeredness, right? Like you're designing for humanity. And I think pretty much the voting around this was unanimous. There was no question in our minds that this is what we have to look forward to as far as the practice of UX, the application of UX, of experience design, and the impact that it can have. And scrap everything I said about going to market versus concept. We're really excited about seeing the impact and that this incredibly scalable, simple, and human solution is going to have on the world to help save lives. So, congratulations.
Very much appreciated.
Congratulations. Thank you so much. And so now the awards themselves are done, but we do need to honor a few folks. And Scott's going to start that out. I promise you'll be out of here in 5 to 7 minutes. We're just going to thank some folks, including our judges. So congrats to everyone who has won. It's awesome. And we're going to go straight into, we're a little bit late, but we're going to catch up. So now on to you.
So, of course, we'd like to thank our sponsors tonight. There it goes again. Of course, we have to start by thanking our hosts at SAP, our most gracious hosts. They've just been wonderful, and we wouldn't be here tonight without their support, so thank you. Our gold sponsor, Adobe. And everyone, please look in your email over the next couple of days. You're going to get a really, really great special offer from Adobe. Our silver sponsors, General Assembly and Huge. And she had to leave a short while ago, but I'd like to give a special thanks to Lindsay Stewart-Doig, who from Huge, who has given so much of her time on a volunteer basis over the last couple of months. And again, any one of these people and organizations, take them out of the picture, and we just wouldn't be here tonight. Huge help. Our bronze sponsors, Attack, Primer, and WeWork. Anyone who's interacted with the UX Awards website has enjoyed the work of Attack, who built that website for us. Our community sponsors, Loop 11 and Rosenfeld Media, who supplied all the wonderful books, which are all gone except one, apparently, and a global partner, Balsamic. Of course, we also have other global partners who've really helped us to get the word out. Regional partners, many of those, not only in the United States, but around the world. Our Bay Area partners who've been instrumental for us, thank you. And finally, our education partners.
Home stretch. So now it's time to thank our wonderful judges. And so I'd like to honor each of these judges with their own certificate, which has a very special note on it just for their help, including for Jenny's patience while watching her projects being evaluated. For Itai's generous voting and enthusiasm. To Alan, for your impassioned and critical contributions to the judging process and our community. To Grace for carefully reviewing every submission and defining a very thoughtful and careful rubric. Shows she's teaching at Stanford. She deserves it. To Kelly for extreme responsiveness, like I'd email Kelly, bang, response. And attention to detail, flying here twice. Thank you, Kelly.
And for totally running the room at the VIP dinner last night. It was amazing to behold.
And last but not least, to Sky for your passion, enthusiasm, and your VR expertise, which proved to be very useful in this year's award. And I also want to honor our advisory board. Obviously that two folks aren't here tonight. Janaki isn't here, but we're here because of Janaki. And so I would like to have a member of the SAP team come up and accept an award on her behalf. And it looks like it's actually a very important person that has really helped out tonight, Iliad. Iliad has been absolutely instrumental to making this event happen. So thank you for all of your help, Iliad. It's been great. And last but not least, sorry about that, we've got Scott standing right next to me. Scott has been instrumental in the awards from the very beginning. And so this year, you get a trophy of your own and a certificate. And last but not least, come on down to Todd, who for 2 years running has run the daytime programming. So thanks so much, Todd. And of course, thanks to all of our many, many volunteers who have made this event happen. Great help we had. And in particular, I'd like to thank Jennifer Scheller, who I don't know if Jen's in the room, but she ran the front desk and she's been instrumental tonight. So thanks, Jen, and all of our volunteers. So just a few closing remarks from me. This is the 7th year and the 6th awards, and I put an incredible amount of personal time, money, and energy in making this event happen. Although it's been a wonderful experience for me, and I've met amazing folks along the way, I am not going to be doing this again in the same way. So I'm hoping that someone will come up and take this next awards forward as the next executive director. Or maybe we'll move digital, but I think we're going to change our format, or maybe we'll have a new executive director that can come in and fill this role. It was important when we started. There were no other awards. Now there's dozens of them. It's hard to gain attention. There's so many conferences, and I feel like we did our job in really starting to define what great UX is and really spearheading this process. So we'll see what the future brings for the UX Awards, but it's been a great ride, and I'm thrilled and pleased, as always, to see the amazing projects that have come through and the amazing judges. So thank you all for the last 7 years.
And a big thank you to Bev for putting this all together, for all her hard work and dedication, the expertise that went into this, the rigor. You see the rigor? We appreciate it.
And so that's it. It's time to celebrate now. So there's lots more alcohol and food that's in that little side room coil. So I hope you go over there and have it. Have some drinks and food. Congratulations, everyone.